The inquest into the death of a North Queensland man who died after being tasered has been told that more than 6% of tasers rolled out in Queensland since last year have been returned because of faults. But the coroner heard today that the taser used on Antonio Galeano was considered functional. The owner of the home where Mr Galeano died today described the taser like little bits of lightning coming off the man's chest.
Antonio Galeano's friend, Sandra Wynne, called the police to her house the night he died. Today, she testified at his inquest. Miss Wynne told the coroner that Mr Galeano seemed emotional when he arrived at her home, but didn't start acting unusually until later that night. The court was played a recording of the emergency call she made to police, saying that he'd ripped hair from her head and that he was destroying her house. Miss Wynne said she was scared, but not scared of Mr Galeano, and that she didn't believe he was on drugs at the time. Sandra Wynne testified that when the police officers arrived at her home, they hardly spoke to Mr Galeano, and that the next thing she knew, they'd tasered him through the bathroom window. She said she yelled at the officers and asked, "How many times are you going to hit him with that thing before you kill him?" And the policeman replied, "We're not trying to kill him." The court heard that Miss Wynne called the ambulance after she said she could see Mr Galeano going black and not breathing when police had him restrained in her lounge room. She said police didn't attempt to resuscitate him. Inspector Ron Suzuki investigated Mr Galeano's death and told the court that the taser used was considered fully functional. Since his death, there's been a review of taser training for police. Material stating tasers are less than lethal has been changed to say fatalities may be linked to tasers in certain circumstances. The coroner also heard that the officer who activated the taser, Senior Constable Craig Miles, had only done 1 day of taser training. The first time he used one in the field was the night he activated the taser on Mr Galeano. Megan Woodward, ABC News, Townsville.